everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the second part of your weekend. Hi. I want to thank Zen David for a 7-month resub. Glad to have you here. Welcome to the live show, David. And Jake FX1 with a 27-month resub. Thanks, Jake. Hair looking wispy lovely. I had a morning where I showered, and at the end of the shower, I was like, kind of looking in the mirror doing a little of that action, and I was like, did I not rinse out my conditioner? And I did not. So I had to do that thing where you like lean over your bathtub and then you just like pour water on your head. But we made it there. Congrats. Making it through another week of streaming. You make it sound like such a burden. This was not so bad. Which Keanu Reeves movie did you watch yesterday? I Eat, Pray, Love, except that he wasn't in it. And it might have been better if he had been. Copman, thank you for the 11-month resub. Hair wash of shame. I couldn't believe it because I wasn't even that, like out of it, but I must be. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for your video on speed leveling. Friend and I have already used it to get 2 characters to 70. It's addictive. I'm going to try and do it again today. Do you think they'll add a way to buy weapon transmogs with bronze? I really hope so. I'm hoping for the best. Oh, no, not guild member. Group member. Because we're doing, today I'm starting on Squidgy just to get her, like, her basic dailies done. A little, world bosses, a little bit of scenario dungeon. Maybe like an LFR wing or something, but we're not going to do the heroic tour today. We're going to do some alt leveling instead. Bathtub edge rinse, call that a shower? Any sink in your house works as well. If in my world, if it's a shower, the water's coming from up. Not uncommon for me to not remember if I wash my hair in the shower. Shocked when the method wasn't nerfed the next day. Here's hoping they leave it in. I was hardly the first person to talk about it. It had been covered to death already. I think maybe they're just picking their battles. We're going where to? Should we get into queue for maybe we should do some queues. Maybe we should stick ourselves in like one of these queues. And then maybe like a heroic dungeon queue. Galleon at 70%. I'm never gonna make it. Oh well. They can battle frogs, but they can't battle the post office. Space Pilot STP, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Kitty Cat, you want to come sit in my lap? You've had quite the morning. You've had a remarkable day so far. You want to come up here and tell people about it? Hurry. Oh. I hearth. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'll try. You need a second account, which is more money for Blizz, is what the cynic in me says. Need a second account for what? I mean, there's a version of the power leveling that uses the paid second account, but the free account version is arguably better because you wouldn't need to gear up the character. You can just kind of... Oh, he really is not dead yet. Okay. I'm coming! I'm coming! Alright, I'm here. Thanks. Appreciate it. Nice. Started watching The Acolyte last night. Loving the shows they're doing lately. So much better than the new movies. So satisfying to go from 42 to 70 in one go. My bird's tired because I sprinted all the way here, so I'm coming to Shaw of Anger, but I don't know if I'll be there in a hurry. Oh, main stat to the cloak, though. Squidgy is at 439. I guess I can just fly a regular flying mount for a minute. Squidgy's at 439. Oh, use my dog treat. I think I stuck them in my... Oh, no, I have them. I do. Oh, I have to get in the air before they let me do it. There we go. She's at 439. I have 99,434 cloak threads. Thank you very much. That translates to near like 9.4k main stat, and then 40 something k stam. Star Wars, just in case. What's Star Wars? Oh, the Acolyte? Oh. I did not get that. I thought we were talking about Julia Roberts movies somehow. I'm feeling good today, but I don't know if I'm all there upstairs right now. Okay. Hi, kitty cat. You want to hear about the morning this kitty cat's had? I guess for backup, I'll back up and give more context just for anybody that's coming in more recently. This is my cat, Kira. She's about 10 years old. She's been blind for maybe 3 years. She can't really see at all. She's real sweet. She used to live with a dog in our past life, but it was just her and I for a while. And then last summer, in August, we brought home a puppy from the SPCA, kind of like a Shepsky situation. His name is Moose. And we've been introducing them extremely slowly because Moose had not lived with a cat before. I don't know if he'd ever met a cat before. He is, puppy and big and bouncy and rambunctious, and Kitty, being 10 and blind, was like, absolutely not, but she was kind of uncomfortable because she can't see, so it's harder for her to like hide basically or like get up high or anything. So we've been taking their introduction at a glacial pace with lots of supervised visits and reinforcing Moose for learning to be calm and learning to not chase the cat and leave the cat alone, etc., etc. He's been doing real good, but it's like a big project because it's hard for him, he's just a little puppy. And we still have this, to this day, we have this baby gate that's kind of splitting the apartment in half, and Kitty's room is this one, and then the bedroom. And then the the kitchen / front room / the rest of the place is where Moose lives. And occasionally, we would escort him back to the back rooms to kind of meet her and do practice and training and stuff. But she hadn't really been out front very much since we put up the gate because she's blind and she was she was kind of nervous about it because there's a big stompy beast out there. Anyway, we've been slowly working up to dog-cat harmony. We've had them share some treats. Moose has been doing very good about redirecting his attention away from her whenever we ask him to, which is great. I think he understands now that we want him to not play with the cat, even though he really wants to play. And this morning, it's not the first time it's happened, but Kitty came right up to this gate. She was doing it last night as well, and she was like, "Meow, I've had enough. Let me out." And I kind of opened the door for her, even though Moose was right on the other side, and she trotted on out and was sort of remapping it. And Moose was very good last night when this happened. He was just laying down and staying in his bed. He wasn't even quivering like he was the first time that she came right up to him. And they did really good. So Moose got some special treats. And then this morning she's like, "This is what we do now. You open this door." And we were trying to do the morning stuff like dishes and showers and whatever. So we kind of took a break for a second and opened the gate again. And you trotted right out into the kitchen and you just did a little big lap. And Moosey was very good, and he didn't follow you. He was just watching. And then you went right up to Moose, and you guys sniffed noses, and that was really cute. And then you went, "Ew," and then you turned around and tried to go back. But then 2 minutes later, you were back, and you wanted to come back in the kitchen again, because you have decided that you have had enough of that stinky gate. And I'm inclined to agree, but I'm not ready to take it down just yet. We'll keep an eye on you guys, but we'll keep the door open sometimes. I think we're almost done with it. I think she's had enough. Way to farm that many threads? I've just been doing dailies. My main thread source has been just doing world bosses, and then the Lei Shen Palace thing helps as well, but mainly just doing my world bosses and then my daily queues. Legendary spools from doing each of the world bosses every day is huge, though. You're gonna get 200 threads per boss, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, unless I'm miscounting. It's pretty good. Praising myself for some drama ended really well. Moose was so good this morning, and the last time that she came out, he was just so perfect that I gave him a piece of banana that he wasn't even expecting. I had a banana on my counter, and I'm like, "You know what, Moose? We're sharing a banana right now. You were so good." You were so good. I don't know how I got such an angel of a buddy. And it's not like he's perfectly behaved all the time or anything. Like he's 12 months old. He's still a little bit wacky. But he's such a sweetheart. I'm convinced he just wants to play because he wants to play with everybody. Like he wants to play with small dogs and medium dogs and big dogs. He'll kind of like adapt his playstyle to their energy. I'm sure he just wants to make friends, but he's learning that you can't play with this blind cat. She's just gonna get upset, and that's no good. You know, I don't want to freak you out. It's not your fault that I got a puppy. Playtime all day, every day. Likes bananas. I hope he finished it. He was kind of distracted because he was like watching the cat, like he wanted to see where she was going. But he was kind of chewing on a little bit. He likes lots of fruit and stuff. Oh, dungeon group ready. Maybe the thing will be up. Guess who's the one with the ice cream now? Oh, what kind of ice cream you got? Hello. Used to have a dog that loved bananas too. He gets bananas. He gets little strawberries sometimes. Carrots. Sometimes. Really likes yam. Any kind of treat that has yam in it. Or if any treat that has yam in it, or if oh, I don't know if I'm gonna end up tagging any of this. Or I've like roasted yams for him before as a special treat. That was part of his birthday dinner, is that we cooked up a chicken breast and then I roasted some yams for him separately. Pistachio / peanut / stracciatella. I don't even know what that is. Cute baby. Katie is a tuxedo boy. The other one's an orange fluffy Maine Coon. Aww. Did you bring enough ice cream for the rest of chat? I had a little dish of the mint chocolate ice cream last night. It was good. I was very, very comfy. Very tired. Lay on couch comatose. It was warm yesterday. I ended up needing to run fans and pull out all the stuff. All right, I'll be on gong duty. Family's dog really likes eggs and sweet potato. We haven't cooked eggs for Moose yet because we eat eggs for breakfast almost every day. And he understands the difference between our food and his food, but it's a little harder for him when he knows it's something that he's allowed to have. He has like, he'll pout if we're eating carrots and he doesn't get any carrots. Like, if he sees that I have a bowl of like carrots and broccoli, he'll be like, but I'm allowed. And then I'll be like, that's mine. He'll be like, oh, because he's very dramatic. Little dog cakes for their birthdays. They love it. Still full from eating way too much BBQ last night. Was it good? Was it wonderful? Great Tabby thrives in causing chaos, stealing food. We had another adventure with Moose yesterday, earlier in the day. Yeah, sure, I'll just front load all my stories. It's not like I need to save them for later. The other thing that happened with us and Moose yesterday is we were out for a walk, and there's a lot of deer in these neighborhoods, and it's springtime, so apparently these deer are making more deer, and it's making them feel very strongly about things. And I've learned recently that it's pretty normal for a mama deer to stash her fawns somewhere, like someone's yard, and then go relatively far looking for food, but then she'll be fairly aggressive about trying to keep people away from her fawn, especially if there's a dog involved. It's like a whole thing. A couple weeks ago, we had an incident where there was a deer that was like following us and like cutting us off when we were trying to walk Moose in the morning. And we found out that it had fawns in a nearby yard. So this happened again, except that we saw the deer pretty early. So we were like, okay, we're going to cross the street and be on the far side of the street. And we're going basically in the opposite direction from where this deer is. Unfortunately, what I did not know was the direction that we decided to head, which I thought was farther away from where she was. I figured, I don't know, I guess I guessed where she would have her fawns, and I was very wrong. Turns out we were walking directly towards where she had kept her babies. And then we ended up running because she started galloping after us, like charging towards us. So we're like, Moose, we gotta go. And in hindsight, I probably should have gone the opposite direction after she started running at us, but it was hard because she's behind you, right? And she's mad. And it's a deer, it's not like a bear, but they can kick dogs and whatnot, and she was not happy because she thought we were going after her babies. So we basically ran with the dog, who did not understand. He thought this deer wanted to play with him. He did not get why we were running, and he wanted to stop and say hi, and we were not having that. So you're kind of like dragging the dog along with you a little bit. Running for like A while. I want to say 2 blocks, but they're not standard size blocks. It was far and it was uphill. And then she turns off, and then a person that's out on the sidewalk is like, "Oh yeah, she had fawns like 5 days ago, like right around here." And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me!" I was running towards her babies the entire time. No wonder she was mad. Mm. So now that I know where she's set up, I'm going to Oh, it's dead. I'm coming. I'm going to reroute the dog walk so that we don't go right by there, because I'm sure they don't mind if it's people, but they're real nervous about big dogs going by. And I'm not trying to have an incident. Yeah. It's just, I just figured, like, I thought I was smarter than that. I thought that I knew the drill. Like, I knew why she was mad this time, because it had happened to us and we'd looked into this like a couple weeks ago. But I figured that because I was going away from her, it was fine, but I didn't realize where. They don't come with like map markers where you can show the area that they're defending. And she was quite far away and on the other side of the street. Yeah, no, I couldn't have known. Now I know. Now I know. And it's just like a seasonal thing. They're gonna settle down somewhat shortly. It was kind of scary. A couple of times when she was running after us, I would turn around and stop and face her to kind of be like, "Are you really going to charge past me or like try to come at me? Like, I'm not here to fight a deer." I want to be very clear. I'm not here to get in any kind of physical conflict with a deer, but Moose is my baby and I'm not going to let her get up to him either. I'm going to be in the middle there. So I and every time I turned and faced her and like stopped a little bit, she was like, "Wait, oh, okay, hold on." And then I would turn back around and keep running because we were trying to like get out of there. I'm sure we looked very silly. It was also very warm, and Moose was already kind of tired because he'd already been to play with some of his friends. And then by the time he got home, he was like, "Guys, why'd you make me run up that hill? The big weird dog just wanted to say hi, I swear." I think you could take a deer. It's a little scarier when they're right in front of you. Pythby, thank you for the 21-month resub. She wasn't that big. You guys wouldn't have been impressed. But she was determined is what she was. And I get that. You know, she's just looking after her babies. I was looking after my baby. He's just got 4 paws and big floofy butt. Would have stopped, turned around, screamed as loud as I could. It's easy to say that, but like, you're in a neighborhood, you're in a city. Like, there's people around that are kind of watching too. There's like a lot of social pressure to not do anything crazy. Like, she didn't like, I don't know. She starts coming up to me and she's got like a chainsaw in her mouth. I don't know how a deer would carry a chainsaw. That's scarier. That might be screaming territory. Little Paws, thanks for the 2-month resub. Remix dailies? Yeah, a little bit. I want to get into, I want to get into alt leveling at some point, but we got to get through some daily queues first. I don't think you could take a deer with a chainsaw. I don't think I could either. Hi, Hazel. Hello. Getting caught on camera fighting a bear like a tabloid. What if you had a bigger chainsaw? I'm going to try and live my entire life and never own a chainsaw because I think that I would be a danger to myself and, like, nearby anybody with it. I just don't think that it's a good idea for me to have that kind of technology. Let's start with, like, a weed whacker one day, and then maybe we can work up to it. Hazel, I got slapped by an otter yesterday. Like a tail slap? Yeah, no, I did not do anything brave. I mainly ran away. I'm just gonna walk wide clear. At the beach, and I fell asleep. What is the most dangerous tool you would be comfortable with owning / operating? I mean, if we wanted to get really meta about it, I would say a public-facing Twitch account. / public-facing social media. But no, what's the most dangerous thing? What's the most dangerous thing that I have now? Knives? I don't have a blowtorch or anything. Rudely awoken by a furry wet thing that hit me. I wonder what the otter was thinking, just like, hey, this is my beach. Blender, car, that's true. Car. How do you make creme brulee? I regret to inform you that I don't. Every opportunity in my life that I've needed to make creme brulee for has just passed me by. I've never stepped up to the creme brulee challenge. Most dangerous thing I have is myself. Looked over my shoulder just before it ran into some bushes. All these people were staying around with a camera on me. Oh my god. Are you a meme now? I'm so sorry. I would be mortified. I would be walking around just waiting for like somebody I know to text me to be like, hey, is this you? 100,000? No, close. Real close to 100,000. Smelled like wet dog. Hi, kitty, sweetie. You're so cozy. You're ready to hang out with the dog, right? I almost wondered if she just hated puppies, but now that Moose is like behaving a bit more like a grown-up dog and I don't know, grown-up dog energy. Maybe he smells grown-up or something. She definitely sniffed him. It's funny because she sniffs him and then she gets this look on her face where she's like, ew. I think he smells nice. I think he smells like a nice puppy. But Kitty thinks he smells so gross. It's really funny. Miss about not having my mother in the same city as me as her cooking. She makes a king creme brulee. Otters kind of like sea dogs. Nice walk this morning. It was Sunday morning, and it was a little early, so there weren't really people outside, which means there's more animals. I got to say hi to a big fluffy kitty. I got to see a woodpecker, and then we were like, do the thing, like quietly, because, you know, we didn't want to put too much pressure on it, but that's kind of, if we see a woodpecker, we'll watch it for a little bit and be like, do the thing, and then it, like, did the thing, where it, like, pecks the tree, and that was fun. And then there was a heron flying overhead, which you'd think sounds crazy, but it's apparently not. It happens almost every day now. Is it because Moose is a dog or because Moose is a boy? I think it's because he's a dog. He is a boy dog. You know, we had a ladies only convent for a little while. You and me. She's so sweet. She just wants to follow me around. I think that's what really got to her last night is she heard me brushing my teeth, and before we had the gate, she used to come sit with me while I was brushing my teeth every night. She would sit right by my feet. I would brush my teeth, and then I would brush her teeth, and then we would go to bed because we're adorable. And ever since I put up the gate, she would kind of like hang out by the gate, but she'd be like, I can't get in there. Ugh. And she'll just wait in the bedroom instead, but I think she had enough. You wanted to come back. You've let, the dog's licked enough bathtubs. It's your turn to lick the bathtub again. 476 Rescue Druid, my heroic dungeon. Stood AFK. Oh, full Disney princess this morning. Heard Coven, practicing girl only magic. Love letting my cat smell everything, food included. Go. That's the scenario done. I think we're still in that LFR queue. We can probably get a normal scenario and then a heroic dungeon, apparently. Greater Bronze Cache. Rainy, cool, fresh this morning. Really lovely. Oh. That sounds wonderful. Rescued a dog a month ago, only just now letting me pet him without tensing up. Hopefully one day he'll be as stuck to me as your cat is. Aww. I meet rescue dogs sometimes when I'm out with Moose, and sometimes they'll visit with Moose or they'll play with him. And I'll get talking to their owners, and a couple of times I've heard stories of people being like, it's just so incredible to see my dog, like, approach a person, like a strange person or a strange dog, or say hi, like they'll sniff me or lick me or the dog. And it's not because me or the dog have done anything special. It's just because that person and that dog have like been on such a journey together, and they've really gotten comfortable and opened up, and people get like teary just watching their dogs like meet people, because it's something that, you know, that she said like a year ago this would have never happened. You know, this dog used to just like cower and vibrate and like not make eye contact, and they can make just like such incredible transformations, and it gets me every time. I'm a real sucker for those stories. Your dog approaches everybody. Maybe they want to meet Moose. Moosey definitely does not have the minding your own business gene, which is sometimes great and sometimes a real problem. No concept of personal space. He has concept of his own personal space. He's a little fuzzy on everybody else's personal space. But he just wants his thing with people that he's meeting for the first time. He's like, I sniff you, you don't pet me. Like, he'll sniff their hand and he'll like wag his tail and jump around a bit. But if they try to pet him, especially if they try to pet him on the head, he's just gonna kind of like swerve that and then keep jumping around. But if we meet the same person like 3 or 4 times, which does happen, I like to imagine they've like ground out the rep, and if the right moment comes, then they can like give him the scritches, and that's always nice.
Special coming.
Their personal space is Moose's personal space. I was lucky that I got him when he was real babies. So he was from the shelter, and we don't know how he started life, but he didn't live very long. He was 3 months old when we brought him home, so he, I don't think he had any. I think he was in pretty good mental and emotional shape, which I'm really glad that Moosey didn't have to go through anything too tough. We hear some real stories from people. But yeah, he's not a fan of people touching his head unless it's us or someone that he really trusts. He loves my sister. Holy smokes.
Special coming.
He's pretty behaved on walks, but if he spots her and he recognizes her, it's like game over. I want to max out my moose renown. Hi, Hazel. Hello. I don't like people touching my head either. Yeah, it's kind of fair. Good friends of mine have a rescue dog with a difficult past, and now he's the goodest boy ever. Tugs my heart every time. See a planned baby or an oopsie from the dog park. Demands kisses on forehead, cutest thing. Missy's learned how to put up with hugs and kisses because he has to live with me. I'm very affectionate with my animals. I can't help it. If they didn't want smooches, they shouldn't be so cute and fluffy. It's not entirely true. I'll give them space if they need it. I think an important part of having a pet is understanding their body language and how they're communicating, so you can respect their boundaries when they set them. But on the other hand, mwah. All right, we're getting me too mushy. We need to talk about something else. What else do I got? I don't know. I'm gonna make a dwarf today for an Alta power level because I apparently don't have dwarf heritage armor. And now that I have all classes covered, if we pretend that I finished leveling my mage, now that I have all classes covered, there's really no reason for me to make any particular class, so I can make any class I want. So I guess the question is, am I going to make a millionth hunter, or am I going to do something different? And I don't know yet. I don't know. Squish tax to pay rent. Tuxedo Boy goes out of his way to smack his forehead into my mouth. Do this for 10 plus minutes. Cute itty bitty dwarfy? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna make a boy dwarf or girl dwarf. Try a new spec. I kind of don't want to. I don't really have any desire to learn something new gameplay wise. My main reason for leveling it is A, heritage armor, B, bronze, and then C, some vague idea about having more characters to do like mount runs or whatever, but like even then I feel like I have enough. So I think that if I want to, it's already done. I think that if I want to make a hunter, I might just do endless BM hunters. I love leveling BM hunters. Wow, randomizer with a locked in race of dwarf. Can you do that with that randomizer? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna make something that I want. And it might just be a millionth hunter. I don't see any good reason why I can't have just a bajillion of them. Or warriors. You know. Make an army for Squidgy to command. Just re-roll till you get a dwarf would be my workaround. Yeah, or you're right, you could ignore the race. You could just roll it until you get something that can be a dwarf, which is almost anything, as long as it doesn't give you like an evoker or a demon hunter. Or druid, I suppose. Capture one pet from each zone, and they die once you release them. I've never done a Nuzlocke challenge. I think what I would be more likely to do, and this is totally different, so it kind of has nothing to do with it, but I think what I would be more likely to do is, I'm just going to wait down here so I can run to the end after they've killed the boss. Oh, no, it's already, someone else did it. Stardew Valley challenge runs. Like, there's some really cute ones that you can do that just sound like a wonderful idea, like where you don't buy seeds or where you only sell pizza. Like, you set up your farm so that you are making the various ingredients for pizza, and then you, like, decorate it and stuff. Like, that's adorable. It's really funny. Trying to have one of each class. Mains are Druid and Pally. Mage might be my third and more within. Cool. Okay. I'm not even going to loot that boss. Come on. Shaw of Anger. Outdoor boss. Might be a waiting group. But oh, never mind. We're in an LFR queue, that's right. Whoops. I forgot we were waiting in an LFR queue. Never played far enough to even restore the community center. Man, I love that game. I'm itching for it. I don't know when on earth I think I'm gonna have time, but I'm craving a good Stardew Valley no life. I want to wrap myself up in a big blanket and start a new farm. Even though I've started farms like not that long ago. It's all about the new game. We are the waiting group. How many speed gems are we up to? Well, let me see. Speed. I have one legendary speed gem. I guess if I was trying to just do it for the sake of fun and like socketing all speed, I would need to stop turning them into legendary gems. I would need to hold on to the epic ones because those will give me just as much speed. It's just a stamina difference. And I think the whole point of collecting them is just so you can run around really fast and be like, zoom. Even though we're already going pretty fast. No life cozy game day is so lovely. We could be faster. Is this the one with Tortos? Tostinos. I don't know. I think it's the first one. What I have planned for today? Oh, nice. It sounds so good to just like kind of meal plan and be like, cozy game day. This for breakfast, this for lunch, this for dinner. You know, walks at these times, games the rest of the time. It just sounds really good. I think I'm going to try and do a little bit of fishing tomorrow morning, even though I really want to sleep in, but I figure if I'm getting up early anyway, I need some outside time. I miss the water. I want to go see a seal. Or a bird. Or maybe a fish. People in my toes wouldn't heal the dragon, it disbanded. Aw. I didn't know you had to heal the dragon. I feel like we just blow it up every time. Maybe there's people doing it and I'm just not noticing. Get slapped by a seal? Should do. Yeah, we've got it planned out. We're gonna do some shopping tonight to make sure we have all the supplies we need. Oh, how big is the fish you're gonna catch? This big. Can't even see it. It's cropped off the camera. No, I don't know. I have no idea. I've not been to this particular spot before. But I got a real big rod. I got a real big ocean rod, so maybe I'll be able to cast far enough to get something fun. We're not going to go all day or anything. I want to do damage too. I'm just not paying enough attention to get there in time to help. Maybe I need to run around with my speed pet so that I can get places in time. Oh no, we're going. You don't even really make it through your opener. Go to Clover Point, you might see a saucy otter. I love that walk. It's so beautiful. When you just stand like on the point and you can see like this just huge panorama. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Oh, if you don't kill the dragon fast enough turns friendly, you have to heal it. Oh. I've never seen that before. I'm so spoiled. Do you socket prismatic gems evenly? Yeah, it's gonna kind of vary based on... First of all, once you get a certain amount of gear, it kind of doesn't matter because everything dies anyway. But it's gonna... As your cloak gets powered up... What am I trying to say? I'm using an add-on called True Stat Values that is telling me what my penalty is for various stats. So I can see that right now, and this might be because I'm like in combat, so like I've got combat procs going, but right now I was in combat. I was capped on crit and haste. For a second it said 100% penalty, which meant that having any more was not benefiting me at all. At that point, there's no point in getting more of it, so then you would want to get gems for other things that are not capped. Mastery you can take quite far, and then versatility you can take really far. So as your cloak gets stronger, you're going to start moving gems out of crit and haste and into Versa and Mastery. And then ultimately you'll see really strongly geared people with really good cloaks go full Versa. But it depends on how big your cloak is. So True Stat Values is the add-on that will tell you what your current penalty is based on how much of a stat you have. And be mindful that it will change in combat because of various combat procs and stuff. So you may not want to gem with out of combat in mind because you're going to have... I mean, gems like in Kindle are not even like a proc. It's like you're going to have that kind of haste already. When I pull this, I'm going to check them again. I might need to move some gems out myself. Alright. So, in combat, with stuff going on, it looks like my crit's okay. My haste is fully capped, and that's probably partly Lifestorm, and it's probably partly from... in Kindle. And Kindle's gonna give you 3,600 extra haste. So yeah, I need to ungem some haste. I am over capped for haste. Yeah, lust as well. It depends on where you want to be doing big damage, but once your cloak is big enough to make the stat values like a problem, you're doing big enough damage to kill whatever trash you want to kill anyway, so there's kind of no sense in gemming for anything other than boss damage. So I'm gonna actually, with that in mind, I'm gonna take a couple of haste gems out, and I'm gonna put, I guess, crit in? I was capped on crit for a second too. Maybe I'll throw in a mastery and like a Versa next time I get out of combat. Sorry, heroism. Like your outfit from what I can see. Oh, I thank you. Kitty, you want help down? No, you good? Can't go wrong with a giraffe shirt. Speed, of course. Haste. Ah, I'm just gonna do it after the yellow floor. Try the health regen build. Uh-huh. I'm going to talk a big game about how I don't need no health regen because I'm immortal and then I'm going to immediately die. That's like the law. Holy smokes, he does so much damage. We'll get some good item level today. We're not going to do like a world tour or anything, because I want to make sure we spend some time alt leveling. So maybe just like a couple of world bosses after this, and then we'll be okie dokie. Hello? Hello? It's funny to me that you can break it by, like, killing it too fast or whatever. Because, actually, I don't know if that's what's happening. Because the whole point of Remix is that we were gonna do bonkers damage. This was always going to happen. I wonder if they're telling us to stand in the fire because they think we're gonna wipe. Because I don't think we're gonna wipe. We've got too much health and stuff to die in LFR. They're like, stop healing. It's just people's like leech and stuff. It's just hard to die. Here, pets. Stop attacking. What's good? Did Flibby manage to die? Or did he just leave? Oh no, he's still alive. Maybe he'll be able to like shadow meld at the end of all things. Look at him trying to look at it. I'll be able to die. I'm not so powerful. Morning, Hazelnutty. Good morning. In a dungeon with a legendary tank butt McButt. Yeah, I could try to feign death. I'd probably just mess it up though. Never had this boss bug out. Maybe you're just supposed to, maybe we cleaved them down too much. It's funny, like the really geared people are just like, we can't die. First time leveling through Remix. Anything I should prioritize buying with bronze? I'm in favor of doing the mounts first, because the Remix exclusive mounts are pretty cheap, and there's a bunch of them, and it's a good feeling to kind of clean out that vendor and get those sorted, because that's like a, I don't know, felt like a big deal. Good thing you didn't suck at health. Didn't say you're immortal, the universe had to find another way. Yeah. We might be immortal. This is what the average heroic raid? This is an LFR. Heroic raid goes much better than this. It's because we bugged it out. We were doing too well. We broke the boss and we're trying to die to reset it. And we can't because our really geared players are literally immortal. You can see him turning his back, standing in fire, not attacking. You know, like, it's just not happening. There's nothing doing. I did not play Cataclassic. I don't even know if they're allowed to hearth out, if they're gonna get kept in, if it's gonna get interrupted by all the casts and stuff. Can hearth with shield. Man. This is LFR. This is LFR. We're just trying to reset the boss because it bugged. What's your opinion on the Harronair? They seem fine. I didn't really have any attachment to them. I guess I haven't seen what's so appealing about them yet. Heard all the dings looking away, thought, damn, that's a battle. No, it's just LFR, just DBM. Heronir will be my new favorites. Want the humanoid Nerubians. As far as new races, my stance, I guess, is talk to me when there's centaurs and dryads. Let me play a quadruped. Ice hazelnut and not peanut flavored. So the Paladin's out. The Death Knight is... I wonder if they have like a hearth available or something. People are just getting bored and leaving. I suppose we could too. I've gotten what I wanted out of it. Which was the daily. Oh, that's flabby. Yeah, we're just leaving. Beware. Rip. There definitely isn't too powerful. Do centaurs have 1 or 2 rib cages? What if they have a backup just for sparesies? Well, that happened. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn in my dailies and stuff. I want to play a Terrandrella. Looks like Shaw just died. Yeah, I think I may not get to all of my world bosses today, but made it to 100,000 threads. Happy about that. Big threshold, huge milestone. Couple of free spools from these. Yeah, if nothing else, just getting in to get your 3 dailies done is pretty huge for getting a character set up. Oh yeah, I was going to take a couple haste gems out as well. That's right. So let's unsock it. 2 more haste and maybe spread it into mastery and versa. Seems reasonable. And then we have 17,000. Ooh, and I'm allowed to do my bow. I must have everything. Wait, no, I can't be allowed to do my bow. I'm not. I haven't done my chest piece yet. There we go. Now am I allowed to do my bow? No. Gotta get everything to 500. What am I missing? Boots? Boots. Oh, I'm gonna be really close. Yes, I had enough! It's so fun doing the later weapon upgrades, because, like, yeah, there's still 9,000 for a two-hander. But you get a bigger and bigger chunk of main stat every time. This is another 1,400 agi for level 33 of 36. Plus, there's only 1, 2, 3 more rounds of upgrades, and then I'm done! Oh, that's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. 442. How do you upgrade your back? You don't. 346. Your back, your neck, your rings, your trinkets are always going to be 346. There is no way to raise their item level. Your cloak will get stronger as you continue to loot threads, but the item level won't change. Okay, let's make a character to boost. It's gonna be a dwarf, not a dark iron dwarf, a regular dwarf for the sake of heritage armor. And I can make any class I want. Do you want to be a dwarf hunter with a gun and a bear? Be like the trailer? Kezo3, thank you for the 57-month reset. Because I'm going to say no mage, no rogue, no priest, maybe a paladin, none of these. I'm thinking either a paladin or a hunter. Or maybe a warrior. Warrior's always good. Let's be a rep pally, eh? Let's do a dwarven rep pally. Do I want to be like this? Do I want to be like this? Customize. Face. No priest? I have a bunch of priests. I have a fair few. Oh, that's cute. Also fun. You can have green hair. She can have green hair. Did you see the drama about Earthen not being able to be druids? I'm glad the drama's in quotes because wow. No, I can't say that I did. Is she gonna be blonde? She can be like real blonde. It's kind of nice. Yeah. Piercings. Tons of them. Rings everywhere. Nose ring? Nose ring. I've never had a nose ring in my life. I like them on other people. Should make Drakthir druids. Everyone would like that. The stat add-on was true stat values. I think I added it to my add-on spreadsheet. I think it should be in the bottom there somewhere. Kind of cool. Although it's vaguely giving like 90s tribal tattoo that on the just on biceps only. Yeah, I feel like that's cool. Yeah. Is there a beard option for dwarf women? For earthen dwarves, yes. For dark iron and normal dwarves, no. Also, is it bananas that we're gonna have 3 different types of dwarves? I guess we have a bajillion elves. So I can't rag on the dwarves too much. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright. She needs a name. We were using AI to try to come up with names yesterday. I'm gonna give it one go. What are... We need more snoots, aka Knowles. The elves are vastly different? Are they, though? Easy to see which way heritage armor you do don't have. If there is one, I don't know it. I definitely... Okay, never mind. This isn't working. Let me come up with something. I guess this is the one thing I can't change in a... This is the one thing I can't change in a, barber shop, so the name I actually need to like. It doesn't have to be anything life-changing. I'm feeling like I want to name her after... something. Looks like someone who has an Elia type name ending. The hardest part of the whole game. And I have to like it too. That's the hard thing, is every time I do this, chat gives me lots of wonderful ideas and I don't look at them because it has to be my idea, because it's you know, it's my character. Mine. Glozal Nut would be my choice. Oh, 2 random generated names. Love them both. Every time I try a random generated name, it gives me like Olai Bolga. That's kind of cute, actually. Eh. Yeah. I need to be something I can spell. Yeah, alright, fine. Celian it is. What do I need to do here? I need to double check her add-ons. I'll log in. I'm gonna be red though. Technically. Don't have the name randomizer button on EU servers. Yeah, Void Elf and Blood Elf bodies. I always felt like their joints looked very pinched like a bumblebee leg. Okay. So, let's see. First of all, auto loot still off. Good. Second of all, edit mode. My UI. Thirdly, action bars. Also, hang on a second. Make sure we've got a few of these on. Keybinds look good. Turn details toggle off. Let's get her Leatrix Plus going, maybe? I don't even know if I'm gonna need it necessarily. Oh yeah, it's already on. Good. I don't have a link to my UI, no. Okay. She needs to put her cloak on. Am I red already? Have they done that? Divine Steed, that's gonna be important. Alright. You start out with quite a few keybinds. Templar's Verdict is like the single target one. See how fast we can do our little speed runny thing here. Flabby's doing. I think the rest of these characters are Flabby. I think he has like a trial account character, a second account character, and his main account character. I've never been that whatchamacallit, committed with multiple accounts. As far as I know, they haven't nerfed the leveling strat. I think it still works out real good. Set up an intervention for them. Leveled 4 characters, thought I was done, realized I wanted a cloth class set. So here I am, with a new mage. This time around, I'm gonna mainly leave loot on the floor in the dungeon. I'm gonna follow along behind just for fun, but I don't think it's actually required me to hit anything, and indeed it might be frowned upon for me to hit something if I'm too far behind, because the last thing I want to do is pull aggro right now. I'm gonna mainly leave things on the floor. I'm gonna manually fish through loot tables though, looking for XP threads along the way, particularly in the raid itself. Because that was kind of the death of me on that. I mean, it wasn't a problem, I just had to explore a little bit, but that was a problem I ran into on my, last time on my...
Watch your feet. Break line of sight.
On my warriors. I didn't loot all my XP threads in time. Done it so far on the last day before they ruined my fun. Hazel, I need help. I ran into a DK with 11 mil HP. You need to XP threads, yeah. What do you What do you need? You want me to knock him over for you? Give hug. Yes, please. Oh, I love the ram, actually. It's kind of fun. Oh, dungeon's over. Wish you could bring in other alts that are not max level. I've been recreating characters. DK is 90% mastery bonus, and I'm not actually that strong. I'm just going to get used to the unspent talent point mod on. It's not like my input is required for any of this leveling. I think I get to mostly just kind of like admire my character that I've created while I run around. I didn't even turn in any of these quests. You cannot send bronze to other characters. You gotta earn it on the character that you want to spend it on. Is cheesy power leveling worth the effort? Not like normal leveling takes long either. I mean, it's up to you. My fastest character that I leveled normally was 8 hours, which was 4 times as long as this. But, it wasn't bad. Plus, I earned more collectibles, and I earned more bronze, I think, on the character that took me longer. And then the speed at which the power leveling goes very much depends on how fast your groups are. So this is going to be quite fast because I have a friend that is, like, blowing up the dungeons basically for me. But if you're just doing random groups, it's not going to necessarily be quite that clean. Does bronze go to your mailbox? Oh, I see. I see. Well, that would explain why I'm leveling without as much bronze. I'm still getting good bronze from, like, the things. I guess if it's just trash and I'm not worried about, and I think I'm out of range of looting a boss, then I could, like, auto-loot trash by holding down the modifier key. I'll try and click on it when I see it. Is it because you need to collect things? Yeah, and I don't have dwarf heritage armor apparently, so I wanted to level a new dwarf. Plus the extra bronze will be good. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we broke it or not. The end of this one breaks sometimes. Oh, I wonder if we're in combat with, like, a thing from the beginning. I wonder if that happened. I guess in the meantime, I can fish out. You're fine to loot everything except for that bonus XP token. That's the main thing that you want to go to your mail. How do you figure out which heritage armors you don't have? Honestly, I made an alt of each race, logged into it, and checked their appearance collection. There must be a better way, but I don't know what it is. Nothing worked for me. I had to make a character of each race, log in, and literally look to see if I had heritage armor. That's how I came up with my list. I did it the hard way. Wish you could opt out of remix on characters that are max level. Yeah, they'll end up out of it eventually, but I'm sure a little annoying. I like to set aside, I assign one bag to be consumes and one bag to be equipment, and then it automatically sticks my gems into a third one. And that's nice because it gives you kind of like a separate bag for all of your gems. Yeah, if there are achievements, I don't know how to view them on characters that are of a different race. Is the trouble. Oh, hang on. Heritage of the... Oh, yeah, I guess you could look at it that way. That's true. There is an achievement. So if you search heritage in your achievement window... Almost said. Oh, well. Rip. Oh, for the regular races, there's no achievement. Oh. I feel like I've had this conversation with myself before, and I feel like I've learned this and then forgot it and then just had to learn it again. Just be like me and know that Night Elf is the only race you'll actually play it made of. Yeah. That's wisdom right there. This is the way. Run out of the dungeon and then port back in. Okay. Can I port out and port back in? Using remix as an excuse to finally play non-Blood Elves. Got the last heirlooms free from siege jail. Nice. Blade of Justice. Thanks for leveling video. Leveled 4 alts in one day. Got all transmog pieces except heirlooms. Nice. Everyone has a race that really speaks to them. Mine is gnomes. I love gnomes. I love them the most. Can never play only one race. Too many fun options. But if you had to pick with one, if you had to just stick with one, whoa. The heirlooms don't drop from Siege, but they can be purchased on the vendor, on the raid gear vendor, and you need Bones of Manaroth to buy them. You can get heritage armor on Panda Remix. However, the kicker is you level up the character you need the heritage armor of, right? And then in order to finish the achievement, you need to either A, wait for the event to end, which is another 70 days, or B, once you've reached level 50 on your character, make a class trial character of the same race and do the quest line on regular Dragonflight on the class trial character. That's where you would get the achievement. Or you can just wait if you prefer. All right, they fixed it. We're looking good. Good to know that workaround now. Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna leave Instant Script first. Okay. Getting some cogwheel gems. I wonder what the Stampeding Roar is a 2-minute cooldown. Sprint's a 1 minute. Stampeding Roar might be kind of fun though. Hazel on the Paladin? Yeah, I needed a dwarf alt, and I almost made another hunter. And there's nothing to say that I won't make just extraneous hunters, but for now, dwarf Paladin. Ret Paladin specifically. I haven't really had like a Ret Paladin ever in my life, I don't think. I've always made prop Paladins. Or, on very rare occasions, Holy Paladins. I want to socket Stampeding Roar, but maybe just because I'm in combat. Or, yeah, Stampeding Roar. That's fun. Yeah. I mean, Scoot seems to like it. I want to see what the fuss is all about. Tyvan reminds me of my other dog. Gonna take a while. Yeah, that's a big project. It's a good one to kind of break into pieces. Think it'll be more Horde main for War Within? Yeah, Heritage Armor. Dwarf for Heritage Armor. I don't believe... Actually, I guess I should check. Because I swear I've had them before. I guess I just never did the questline. You would need better wardrobe to check it, right? Or like... And I can't search there. Man. Doesn't show up in better wardrobe either. Is there like a really obvious looking helmet or something? You need better wardrobe. Do I want my stats to be near 0 or negative values? Near 0 or negative values? You want the penalty to be below 100%. You want the penalty to be not quite 100, but approaching it. I mostly just use it to check to see if I've overcapped on a stat.
Kill ads.
But I think I'm misunderstanding something. I'm definitely not an expert on it. My cloak XP up to 104 right now.
Shockwave. Shockwave.
Maybe after this I'll get Stampeding Roar just so I can give a little boost. Just thinking about how much time the ensemble farming is saving me from Up Remix. Gives me joy. Yeah, I want all of them. I want all of the ensembles. And it's gonna really suck to buy the ones that I wish that there was a discount. Sometimes in game they have tech that lets you get a discount on things. If you already own some of the set, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. It's brutal on like PvP sets, and I guess this where you're like, I know 55 of these 58 appearances, but if I want those last 3 from this ensemble, I need to pay full price. I don't think the meta gem's important. It's also tough to equip gear in combat. I'm just running around trying to loot a little bit of bronze here and there. Picking up an XP thread, because we're parked in front of Mogshan Vaults, which is going to save us some time, but we're not anywhere close to a mailbox, and I don't want to, like, use my toy one, because it's going to be, like, a 4-hour cooldown, and then I'm not going to be able to use it again, and I feel like I might need it later. Remix is just so goofy. Door doesn't even close. Is she after me? Is she rezzing? She's rezzing. Yeah, I have both the mailbox toys. They just have a 4-hour cooldown. So if I use it once, that's it for like the day, basically. Left me at level 65. Weak as a kitten with no gear. Oh no. The lack of gear really does bite. That is a drawback for sure. Gets you. Yeah, I think I'm keeping the priest main for War Within. The only thing that's like kind of turning my head a tiny bit is the idea about just committing to being a DPS and playing Hunter instead. If people like really don't need me to heal, but I think I would be unhappy. I think I like healing. And I like having a healer set up. It wouldn't be like me to do otherwise. Wait for your cat distribution system. Yeah, the heroic dungeons that you do to get up to the level thresholds are important because that's where all those bonus XP tokens are going to come from, or at least most of them. Your mileage can vary a little bit depending on which dungeons you get. Like, I guess if you just got this one over and over again because it only has 2 bosses, you could potentially end up in trouble compared to getting like Scholomance with like 5 or 6 bosses. You just kind of hope it averages out. Doesn't hurt to pick up daily quests as well, so you have a little extra to turn in at the end of the day. Did an extra heroic after my toes run. Seemed to fix it for me. Oh, thanks. I don't know what the buttons do. And I'm not gonna figure out what the buttons do. Sometimes I pick up these dungeon quests with the idea that I can kind of like turn them in later. I guess maybe I can try and turn this one in this time. I'll just loot some books, don't mind me. Live your best YOLO life. When in doubt, smash with hammer. I am looking forward to transmogging her at level 70. That'll be kind of fun. I don't have tons of plate and cool two-handers, but I have some. I think my plate collection might be better than my leather. Well, I have a lot of druid sets for leather. And then I've gotten a fair amount of hunter gear over the years for mail, so I guess it's not that bad. Love Polymogs. They're like the most fun plate character to mog for me. I feel like on Death Knights, they're too brooding and emo for me to like notice the mog. Unless I put them in something ridiculous like my Death Knight. And then warriors, I don't know. I always just imagine them getting their mog dirty. They're gonna get blood all over it. Red Paladin's the reason why I love big hammers in any game now. She does need an enormous bonker, doesn't she? She does, yes. There has to be a quantifiable answer for what the biggest looking hammer mog in the game is. I understand you can learn it without the ability to wear the item. How does that work for quest rewards? That's a great question that I don't know the answer to. I think it gives you... Actually, no, I do know the answer. I think it gives you everything. I think it gives you literally everything. It gives you all the choices for all of the characters that could do a quest. Because I think I actually tried it out on Alpha for a second. Because somebody asked that for a news video and I wanted to get a clip. I remember making a blood elf. And then you did a quest and it gave you, like, all of the mog. But I don't know if it's retroactive. I'm assuming it's not. You might need to do the quest again. Oh, I'm gonna need to get to the end of the dungeon just to turn in my quest here. I'm coming. Hang on, wait for me. Should have taken sprint instead of stampeding roar. Longer cooldown. I guess it doesn't matter. Ace Vizzy, thank you for the 3-month resub. Appreciate it. Okay. Up to 24. I hope he's keeping track of the number of dungeons we run, because I have not been double checking. They just announced the release date of The War Within. Oh, the suspense. What is it? What is it? Hang on. WorldOfWarcraft.com. News. Where did they announce it? What is it? I'll mark my calendar. I'll do it. Okay. Well, they didn't post it there. Let me check Wowhead. Oh, this is a great dungeon. Yeah, you get 5 tokens for this one. August the 26th at the Xbox Games Showcase announcement. My goodness. August 26th. What do you guys think? Sooner than you thought? Later than you thought? How do you feel? Ends August 19th. Checks out. That's true. That must mean I can play well into pre-patch. Like, I'll have Remix to carry me right up to pre-patch and then past it a little bit if necessary. I wanted it for my birthday. This was my prediction. Extremely neutral. Time to schedule a vacation. About the time I expected. Yeah. I figured they would do it by then, but it's cool to see the actual date, because summer just feels really early. Like, it feels like it's just been, you know, chugging along. Earlier than expected to me. It's my son's birthday. He won't mind, right? I feel like that depends on which birthday. You know. If he's turning 8, he might mind. If he's turning 24, give him a hug and a card. Pre-patch probably next month. I don't know. I was thinking September. August never feels like a summer month. The word reminds me more of autumn. I mean, I guess it shares some letters. It's always felt very summer to me because August is always like the hot month. It's usually stinking hot in August. Sun's level up day. Yeah, I feel like normally you do get expansion launches in kind of like the cold months, so it's kind of cool to imagine in the summer. End of summer, but still. Maxed out my gear, got 100k threads. What do? Farm bronze for the vendors. Feel bad for all the college kiddos. I'm happy. Oh man, we're in a frog safety team guild group. I was like, why is the banner a funny color? Is that our guild tabard? Is that the frog safety team guild tabard? Puntualis, thank you for the 28-month resub. Not that into all the mods. There's also mounts. We do have a War Within release date. Already taken a week off for the new Final Fantasy expansion at the end of this month. Can't swing more time off for WoW 2. That's true. Toys as well. Just put in my vacation request for the entire week of the War Within release. Yeah, I guess if I had, I don't think I'm going away this summer, but if I did go away this summer, note to self, do it before then. There's a big table of what level the different raids unlock in Remix in that guide there. And the LFR will unlock at the same time as normal. So at 25, you can do Mogashan Vaults, and the rest of the things are in there. 35 is Heart of Fear, 40 is Terrace of Endless Spring. Seriously, debating taking time off for it, though I work from home. I mean, that's reasonable. Just because you're working from home doesn't mean you're not working. Time off is time off. How much damage do I do? Some. Oh, there's an XP thread here. I need it. At least they let you loot in combat. I'm lucky. I haven't even done any raid threads and I'm already at plus 12%. Given birth at the beginning of August? Don't think I'll be in much with a newborn. Early congratulations. Leveling guide's great. Oh, thanks. GG's WoW community, I'm officially in the 1 mil HP party. About to hand in my PhD thesis at the end of September, but y'all have fun playing. Alright. Oh, that's so exciting. I'm going to take a real short break. I'll be right back. Also, I'm going to write it on my calendar because I want to. August the 26th. Where is my big pen? Alright, it's on my calendar. I covered it and I made it look really exciting. I didn't do all caps because, you know, let's not get crazy, but... Alright, we are about to go do normal Mogashan vaults. I don't use LVY. Thursday. Did they say... Early access on the 22nd. Oh, I should mark that on my calendar. Releases on August 26th at 3. Early access begins August 22nd. Season 1 starts September 10th. Okay. 4 days instead of 3. Biggest question is when exactly pre-patch will arrive, how long it will run. Shorter than usual pre-patch event. Interesting. Interesting. So I'm just going in here to fish out specifically my infinite thread of experience from each one. Lots of stickers. I should get lots of stickers for it. So early access on a Thursday, so right over a weekend then. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Ow. I got ahead. Oops. I'm a liability. I'm all turned around. I hope the early access is the buggiest launch ever. Imagine the forum salt from people that paid like $40 or $60 of extra money. And then Flabby's memeing on me in chat. And then got to get the 3-day early access, and then it's just a mess. It just doesn't work. Awful. I don't think my gear really matters. Put on something. I didn't even buy her jewelry pieces or anything. You can get them off the vendor for 10 bronze, but I didn't bother. I haven't even been socketing anything. It kind of doesn't matter. Not 4 days of early access? Maybe they didn't say what time the early access would be. Did they? They just said early access begins August 22nd, unless they gave a time somewhere else. I'm the shepherd for the flabby alts. Spend that weekend cycling instead. Yeah, I know they said 3 p.m. for the expansion launch. I'm wondering maybe they'll do the early access at the same time. Because yeah, if it's exactly the same time, that is 4 days. Maybe they're doing an extra day just so if they have downtime, they can be like, listen, it was 3 days of functioning early access. It's going to be exciting. I'm just going to disenchant a bunch of loot and not worry too much about it. I mean, some of them are upgrades, so it feels bad to scrap them, but like we're going to get more upgrades before we're done with all of this.
Target you.
Remix ends before the War Within. That's a good timer. Yeah, and not long before it either. Although Remix is long enough that we have lots of time to kind of get everything we're looking for. Maybe. I can stampeding roar my little pack along with me. It's fun. Hope they add the weapons to Remix vendors. Yeah. I have not very many of them, I'll tell you that much. Maybe I should be a loot spec prot so it can give me some shields and stuff from these raids. Because I bet if I'm looking at tier 14 raids normal. What am I missing from tier 14 raids normal? Nothing, actually. I guess I have everything. Maybe I won't worry about it. New Dragon Age trailer released today too. Which one are they on now? Get ready for pre-patch. The vendor would help a lot. It's called Veilguard now. 4. I guess they haven't made so many of them.
Watch your step.
The one I played a lot of was Dragon Age Origins. I bought a box with a CD in it off a shelf at like an EB Games.
Target you.
And I played the daylights out of it because I was a brand new adult, fresh in the world, real excited to have like any amount of disposable income. And I was like, I am a gamer and I'm gonna buy a game. And I didn't even really know what I liked, but I thought the cover looked cool. I hadn't heard of it or anything. I didn't have Steam yet. Origins was the best one. I tried playing Inquisition because of how much I liked Origins, but oh, right. I never got as into it. I never finished it. I didn't finish Origins either, but I still played the daylights out of it. I just did the first 2/3 of the game like 5 times. I was real good at doing that with single player RPGs. Same thing with like, I played a lot of Legends of Zelda Wind Waker as a kid, but I never finished it. I just played the first 2/3 of the game like 10 times. I feel like a villain whenever I say 2 is my favorite. You ever get into D&D when you were growing up? There was a moment where my friends were playing Pathfinder and I got into their Pathfinder game, which is like a variant of D&D. I didn't have a great experience. I was very confused. It's difficult trying to be brand new coming into an experienced game. And I found that the play sessions were very long, and I spent most of them just trying to understand what was going on and what my choices were. I think it was a bit difficult for me at the time. Confused? Where are you going? Well, I don't know. I thought this was the door. This is the door. Heard Pathfinder's harder to understand than D&D. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever find out unless I make an effort to learn the game and get into it in my elder years. I tried playing Baldur's Gate and I was feeling kind of overwhelmed just by that, and that was in like nicely laid out video game form. But I also just don't have the attention span and the stamina to do like an 8-hour, 6-hour gaming session anymore. Even with like a computer game and a comfy chair, I'm still, the only thing I can play for that long is like maybe Stardew or not even Animal Crossing. You would finish all of your Animal Crossing dailies in that amount of time. I had the same experience when my friends wanted to play Magic growing up, or in some of my adult years, you would go to Magic card days and it was just all day, which is a long time. But I sometimes think it would be nice to make some friends. And those are good ways, those are good things to do with new friends. Good ways to meet people with some common interests. I don't know. It's funny, I can run them over the enhancer. Yeah, I'm sure lots of people find ways to play D&D and to play Magic without doing like 6 or more hours at a time. I'm sure there are people that do it on a more reasonable schedule, but that just wasn't my experience when I was young. There is a release date now. How are you guys planning? I know a few of you were getting time off. Oh no. I know a few of you were getting time off at work. There we go. I did. Oh, I didn't see the cinematic. Your ram's going too fast for them to follow. Took all my time off work in December thinking it would launch a lot later. Oh no. Pretty cool cinematic. Yeah, they posted an official date announced cinematic. Which I love how they put that in the thumbnail as though it's a thing. Like, I guess anything that you want to be a thing can be a thing, but that's funny. I'm not going to watch it on stream. Here, I'll link the Wowhead page that has the link to it if you guys want to watch it. I've just been having some issues with my stream VOD permissions. Cloak at 172. I still have this tutorial quest to socket a gem of power on right now. Metzen did warn us they were going to get us content faster. They've been saying it. I remember when they first announced the Dragonflight roadmap and we were all looking at it and I was like, okay, if you say so. Let's see. And then they totally did it. They 100% chunked out that content. Have a good rest of the stream. Have a wonderful dinner. Yeah, it's not a very long beta, is it? Just a little quick summer beta.
Killads.
Alright, so I'm leaving that on there. I'm grabbing the thread. And then the rest of it I can get out of my mail. I don't have a Hearthstone set up, but my Hearthstone toy will send me to Timeless Island, then I can port to the Paladin village. Yeah, Flabby soloing normal. Rolling off a remix gameplay to leveling War Within, hitting like a wet noodle. But think of how good it's going to feel when you finally get like kind of geared up a bit in the War Within. You're going to go from wet noodle to dry noodle. Strong noodle. Okay. Good. And then I'm gonna use the add-on to pull items out of my mail. Items and threads, of course. It is kind of fun having to right-click each of like the stamp threads and everything individually. Oh yeah, I missed a little baby XP thread. There's another one. Holy mailbox Batman. So these are the really important ones, which is the XP threads. Yeah, those crit threads are so unhappy. Trying to put on slightly better stuff just for, I don't know, no reason, I guess. It's not like she's needing to hit anything. Maybe a little survivability gems wouldn't hurt. Can't click some of my bags too. I think it's just a quirk of looting threads out of mail. It's like a remix bug that they don't really have any incentive to fix because most people will never encounter that if they're not trying to do this cheesy leveling thing. Let me just look and make sure. So I'm just kind of mousing over all of these to make sure that the only thing in those is bonus XP? Okay. Whew, scary. Because I don't want to loot those, but I do want to make sure that any threads, specifically XP threads, although I've been manually looting the raid ones. Because yeah, sometimes little couple pieces can get stuck. Okay. So I'm at 27. Which means we're going to do another pack of dungeons. I want to say it's like 6 dungeons or so. There was a quest where you had to be a postmaster and deliver Invincible to someone. I think that might have been part of the... I think there was a quest line like that. I don't remember if it was part of the Katie Stamp Whistle situation, but it could have been. Yeah, whenever I get dead threads, I just delete them. It's just like one crit. It's not going to ruin your life. I am doing better on bronze on this character because I've been looting a tiny bit more of it. I guess bronze doesn't go to mail, which makes sense. Okay. Set my Hearthstone here. I guess I can also go up to, oh no, we're ready to go. Nice. I don't want to be a human. I want to be a dwarf. Oh, for a second I thought that was her hair because she does have like a big high ponytail, but I think that's just a coincidence that the helmet has that coming out of it. Yeah, that's a spicy subtitle. That is not what I intended to say. Oh, man. Alright, we're back in it. We're crushing dungeons. We're not spending our talent points. You can't make me. Oh, XP thread. So 189%. I think I've gotten quite lucky on this Paladin so far about getting lots of the little baby ones on top of the ones we're getting from Raid. I think she should not have the same problem that my warrior had. Keeps the captions on because I'm multitasking. They help stay on track at times. Nice. I love captions. I put them on anything that has them. Although I was watching a movie that had captions on last night, and throughout the movie they kept getting like ever so slightly more out of time until by the end of the movie they were like 5 to 10 seconds after the sentence that had been said. But I was watching the movie quite quietly because it was nighttime and I didn't want to be loud. And so sometimes I wouldn't be able to find out what a character had said until the subtitles finally like caught up. And I was thinking to myself, I have some ideas about how in editing you can end up with like time code displacement like that, but like it's comforting to me in a weird way that it can go all the way to like make it onto Netflix and either nobody notices or nobody cares. They're definitely not perfect. Being a professional is about knowing when to say, yeah, good enough. It's kind of an uncomfortable truth, but like I feel like all companies in some areas, especially once they get to a certain size, are going to, when they look at a problem like that, do a little cost benefit of like, how much of a problem is this actually going to be versus how much effort would it take us to make it perfect. And sometimes it's better just to ship something that's a little broken and then have it look kind of bad if it's not actually affecting your bottom line that much. The thing that does open you up to then, though, is if people are getting a little annoyed about it, but they're not, like, leaving, later on, if another company comes along to try to eat your lunch, and they do it super clean and super perfect, that's going to look real fresh and fancy next to the increasingly, you know, bad stuff you've been putting out up until then. But it's hard to put out perfect all the time. Live generating subs on things like Twitch streams, pretty cool. Tech voice recognition has gotten so much better, and I know that's like how technology works. I could also sit here and go, you can buy a USB stick with gigabytes on it, and you know, compared to a certain frame of time, that would be really impressive. But it's just wild to me because it's speech recognition has been around for a long time. I remember being a kid and my mom using Dragon Naturally Speaking that was like really expensive. I think it maybe got comped to some extent by either the workplace or the insurance or something because she needed it for she couldn't she had like stress injuries, repetitive stress injuries, so she couldn't type. And it like that it was a thing, but like it's not nearly as powerful as now. I can just sit here saying a bunch of nothing on my Twitch stream and in real time have like live broadcasted pretty accurate subtitles. Just wacky. It's only 11 o'clock. How come I'm hungry? Doesn't make any sense. World bosses are so far apart. It's so fun using a meteor chip to get from the Celestials up to Ordos, though. It's like my favorite thing to do now. Hazel, it's coming. The War Within. I was at a Microsoft conference in Orlando in 2019. They had AI transcribing all the sessions. Went back this year. And they had AI writing some of the sessions. Yeah. Oh, man. Release date got mentioned. People freaked. Excited, needed to celebrate somewhere. It is exciting. I'm gonna gonna muddle through somehow, I guess is what I'm gonna do. Freeze some food. Or buy some frozen food, you know. We don't have a pre-patch date as far as I can tell. We know that the expansion officially drops on August 26th at 3 p.m. Pacific, and that early access starts earlier on August 22nd. We know that Season 1 starts on September 10th. We do not know when pre-patch is. We don't know yet. That'll be a big deal, though. Mehat, thank you for the 19-month resub. Hello, Hazel. What are we leveling today? Introducing my dwarven ret paladin. Here, do something paladin-y. There you go. Mainly for heritage armor, but I thought I would mix it up a tiny bit from making my millionth hunter. Save a few of them, you know. There's not a chance that pre-patch is after Remix is over. Not a chance, because the expansion drops like a week after Remix is over. What level do you need to be before cashing the XP tokens? So you'll be approximately 41, 42-ish, because it's right at the end of that Terrace of Endless Spring that you could only get into at level 40. If you did like extra stuff before then you might be a little over leveled, but you want to make sure you get through Terrace of Endless Spring and get kind of like 300% plus XP to your cloak before you start looting. Depending on how many dungeons you did and how many bosses they did, your mileage might vary a little bit, but on average, if you did the packs of dungeons, on the Remix Mail Helper add-on page, where they linked my video, oh my goodness, thank you so much. On that page, they actually have it laid out of exactly like how many dungeons you're looking to do. They say 10 to 25, you do 8 random heroics. 26 to 35, you do 6 random heroics. 36 to 40, 2 random heroics. So 16 heroics total. And this is the page there. Wouldn't surprise me if pre-patch drops the same day as Remix. So, Wowhead was speculating it might be a shorter than normal pre-patch event, but like a 2-week-long pre-patch would be pretty surprising to me. Although, I'm surprised by everything, so maybe that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't know. So, this is X-Pack launch. This is early access launch, right? I would expect pre-patch to be no later than end of July, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, we'll have to see. Because usually they like to have pre-patch up for a little bit so that... Well, I guess I don't know how long pre-patches have been before. I don't have that data handy. Yeah, we're purposely leaving the XP tokens on the floor. I lay the whole process out in a YouTube video that I recently put up on my main channel. But yeah, the idea is that you leave the XP tokens on the boss so that they pile up in your mailbox, and then you loot the XP threads in the meantime. And then once you have all of those XP threads on your cloak from doing 3 raids plus a bunch of dungeons, then you loot all that saved up bonus XP, and it power levels you from 42 basically all the way to 70. Bong Apple Cheese, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'm just dipping in and picking up bronze and maybe like the baby XP threads as I go. Up to level 31. Deep question about the nature of humanity. Who keeps buying terrible looking Souls legs? Somebody. There's only so long you can make games that don't sell before you run out of money. I wonder if there's like a thing where it's easier to make a really hard game and then just tell your players that they need to get good than it is to make like a really fun game with a well-balanced difficulty curve that accommodates for different like learning curves and stuff. I think it's probably a little bit easier, especially for a less experienced. I'm making this up, by the way. Like, obviously, it's just, you know, speculation. But it might be easier to make it just like barely possible and then be like, well, just like get good, man. Skill issue. You'll feel satisfied when you're done. So I'm doing this with a friend right now, which is helping my queue times. But I've also done it in almost that same level of time with just random queues and joining like random raid pugs, and it did not really take very much longer. It's a little bit luck, but even just random DPS queues were popping in 2 minutes the other day. A lot of people are doing this. But to finish a tour of the heroic raids, can't wait to live with the mailbox for 30 minutes. I'm not planning to watch the trailer on the stream. Yeah, Flabby's also leveling alts. 2 of these characters are Flabby alts that he's leveling for bronze and whatnot. And then Flooby is his main that's actually clearing the dungeon. Will you watch the new Fable trailer? How many PCs Flabby have? The real question is, how many subs is he paying for? My goodness. I've known that he uses a second account for a long time, but this looks like 3. You don't have to buy Dragonflight or anything on it, but you do have to pay a sub fee. And then, yeah, I guess you would need to load 3 copies of the game. I'm just like, yeah, I get to tag along. I haven't been counting how many dungeons we've been doing. I know that we're in the batch of 6, and I feel like we've done maybe 3. I'll ask. Living dangerously. How long until this gets nerfed? I don't know. No idea. Hasn't been nerfed yet. It's been around for, I mean, people have been doing this for pretty much the entire remix, so I guess 3 weeks. It picked up a little popularity last week, but I was far from the first person to cover it. You start opening mail after your Terrace of Endless Spring clear. Here. Which you do at kind of like level 40. So you should be level 41, maybe 42. Your cloak XP should be somewhere in the 300% range, and you should have done 16 random heroic dungeons by then without looting any of the mail tokens, on top of the 3 raids. Oh. Don't mind me. I'm squeezing a little extra question here and there just for safety, but that's just me being nervous. You were saying we can't blame you? You can do whatever you like. You can blame me for everything that you don't like about the world and your life if you like. It won't help, but you can try.
Watch your feet.
16 random heroics. Yeah, but when you do them in like under 5 minutes each, it gets, it feels a little bit less strenuous. They can be really, really fast.
Break line of sight.
It definitely would take longer than 2 hours if you didn't get anybody that was going quickly in any of the groups. But even if you're not queuing even if you're not queuing with somebody, it's not unusual to queue into somebody that is going quite fast. Autopull, thank you for the 43-month resub. Happy Sunday, Hazel and chat. Happy Sunday. You can also do it for yourself without needing to pay for a second account by using a trial character and setting that up. That's free to do. Takes a little bit of time to set up, but not too bad. There was a date announcement. I'm so excited. I put it on my calendar, but I forgot to put the early access date on my calendar. I'll have to do that next. And then I'll have to find some pretty stickers. You know, you got to celebrate these things. So I think we're going to do one, maybe two more. And then we're going to do Heart of Fear. We haven't really been counting super closely. What's our playtime? 1 hour and 12 minutes right now. Do I have an interrupt? I do have an interrupt. Your experience bonus in your cloak should be above 300%. It's not unusual to see it around 320, 330-ish. The important thing is to make sure you've done like your 16 random heroic dungeons though, because if you've gotten leveled that far and you haven't done very many dungeons, you won't have as many XP bonuses stacked up in your mailbox and it won't take you all the way. It's a little bit of a bummer to not quite make it because your gear is gonna suck. Your gear is gonna be brutal. So if you have to like do anything else, then I would advise doing group content or exploration or something, because if you're just trying to like go quest, it'll be ugly. This dungeon's the slowest one because it takes a while. I'll do the gong. When I was first starting to level that Worgen Warrior, I random queued in all by myself into a group that had another warrior that was just smoking the dungeons in like 4 minutes each, and they were just spam queuing and like keeping the group and everything. It was awesome. But every one of these dungeons that we're doing, there's somebody that we don't know that's coming in for at least one run and getting a fast clear. First time I see the gong, what does it do? Speeds up the waves of trash before the boss spawns. Just kind of makes the whole thing go a bit faster. Technically. Doesn't feel like very much, but everything helps, I think. I'm excited. It's my Friday afternoon. I mean, it's not. It's 11 a.m. But it's my Friday today. I'm not doing any work tomorrow or on Tuesday. I'm going fishing. Literally. I delete those crit threads because they don't work. For some reason, when you do this and you loot threads out of your mailbox, you're going to get a couple of crit threads that just won't learn. So it's easier just to delete them. I'd been putting off vacuuming my place all week because normally I used to do it just kind of like on a work day after lunch because I'd be procrastinating. This week I've been trying. I haven't been perfect, but I've been trying to keep a more regular schedule. But it means that I haven't been like doing chores in the middle of the day, and it meant that like every day I could just see the drifts of dog hair like get a little bigger. And I cracked last night, and instead of cooking dinner, I ordered pizza, but then I vacuumed while I was waiting for the pizza to get here. which I'm taking as good enough. And I feel so much better. I feel so much better. It doesn't even take very long to do. It's just there's a lot of animal hair. It stacks up real quick. All right, is he coming? Yeah, he's coming. I guess I don't have Windweaver on, so I should be cautious of falling off of anything. Sometimes you need the pizza's motivation. It was pretty good too. Plus, the Domino's Industrial Complex can really make them very quickly, and they're pretty cheap. Less time spent on hazel hair with cleaning, yes. That's true. I mean, maybe you can imagine, but when you've spent your entire life trying to corral and keep long hair out of drains and cleaning it out of like the tub and the sink and everything, and then you cut your hair real short and it's not a problem anymore, it's so nice. It helps that my partner also has short hair, so neither one of us have like super long strands that are like wrapping up around the vacuum cleaner or getting stuck in the tub or anything. But I had long hair for like my entire life until 2 years ago. And it's so much nicer to not be chasing it around, because you don't want to, you can't have it going down the drain. I've been there. That does not lead to a place that smells nice. Yeah. Clean an entire lobby and 4 exam rooms in like 20 minutes. Still like pulling teeth to do that to my studio apartment. And I bet it's like when, I'm assuming, because I haven't done this myself, but I hear that people that cook professionally, chefs and kitchen workers, will spend all day and they'll make incredible food, and they'll get home and they'll make ramen because you just don't want to look at it anymore. You're exhausted. You're finally home. You just want to shut down and not do. No more do. Even if it's something that you're good at, that is easy for you compared to other people, doesn't matter. Don't want to do it. My hair was everywhere before I cut it. Like, how did it get up the cupboard? Yeah. It's funny. I can tell when I still find the occasional long hair in like my things or my linens or whatever, closets, corners, etc. I can tell when I find it how old it is based on what color it is, because like I had dyed hair of different colors over different periods of the years. I don't find it much anymore. I think we're about past that phase, but you keep them. It's vintage. Ugh, no. I'm not really a hold on to locks of hair or like baby teeth kind of person. I'm not here to judge anybody that does that. I just not in my house. That wasn't your natural color. Do you think if I was like a cheerful enough person on the inside that my hair would just naturally grow pink? Did you say Moose's baby teeth? I didn't save anybody's. Some people save like their children's baby teeth. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm saying it's not me. Yeah, mainly for the bronze to buy stuff, a little bit for heritage armor, a little bit just for fun. I save my cat's whiskers and my husband hates it. I saw something once upon a time, I don't remember what it was part of, but it was a show that was talking about different artists, and there was an artist in Japan that did like really incredibly realistic felted 3-dimensional cat face portraits of people's pets. And they would say, she would ask, like the cat head was made of felt. It wasn't made of cat hair. But she would ask the person that was ordering this commission to save whiskers over time. Obviously, don't pull them out of your cat, but like to pick them up and save them. And she would use those as part of the portrait. And it was like this really sweet thing that people would do to kind of like make these like not monuments. That's a weird word. Like a memory, like a sentimental, what am I thinking of? Memento? No, I don't know. Memento? A thing to show how much you love your cat that like reminds you of it after it's passed one day, hopefully not anytime soon. Yeah. I think they're very impressive. And in that case, even though they were real whiskers, that didn't bother me so much. But like if you were to do the whole thing out of cat hair, I feel like then I would start getting a little freaked out. But yeah, they were really sweet. Meow mento. Saw someone still doing this. See if I can find it. Alright, so those alts are at 34. I'm gonna do one more. Remix Mail Helper. I have a link to it handy. It's in my other tab, actually. The link is also in the description of that video. So I think after this one, we're going to do Heart of Fear. We might be over, but there's no harm in going over. Kind of PC case, CPU? What are your temps? I don't know. I haven't checked. I don't usually monitor that kind of thing unless I'm having problems. I'm currently using an NZXT PC that they gave me once upon a time when I was sponsored. I'm not sponsored anymore, but I still use the PC. It's a good piece of kit. So it's in an NZXT case. I have another PC that I built that I used to stream on for a long time, and I used a... Oh, I forget all the details. I have a few PC building videos that have specs listed in them. They're all old though. But yeah, I haven't looked at temps or anything like that, because that's usually something I don't do unless I'm having problems. And these days I don't have so many problems because I just kind of keep some settings turned down. I've let go of the need to make content in the absolute highest visual fidelity possible. I like making the YouTube videos in 4K, but that's about as crazy as we get. Yeah, the mail add-on, it's good, but I do think that sometimes you have to press the button a few times. It also helps to be a bit patient because sometimes it'll stutter, but then it'll keep looting. And the other thing with it is just do a little double check before you do your final loot, because if you have any big XP threads in there, you definitely want to loot those first. That was an issue I had on my warrior yesterday or the day before. I tried to make it into like a little vertical short. I don't know how well it came across. It's a hard amount of info to squeeze onto a little vertical screen, but you know. If I don't make shorts, then what are the people on TikTok going to watch? They need me. I want to do more research on making a level 20 Twinked Holy Priest. It seems easier than I always thought it would be. It was one of those things that sounded really hard, but once I started messing with it a tiny bit, it seemed not so bad. And I'm kind of curious to mess with it more sometime. Maybe next week, if it's not too late. I'm just going to disenchant gear. My item level? Ooh, I wouldn't worry about it. Bad. 50. Yeah, this is an alt. My main is nearly at 4... My main is just a little past 440, I think. She might be like 441-ish? 443, maybe? I did a couple upgrades today, but I didn't do any raids, really. I did like one partial wing of LFR to do dailies. I would have finished the LFR wing, but... There's a new War Within trailer. I heard. I'm not going to watch it on stream today, but I heard it's cool. You guys should check it out. If you want to. Don't let me tell you what to do, you know? I'm not your mother. Okay. I am headed to Heart of Fear. Cecil told me to go watch it. Well, if you're listening to me, I also want you to floss your teeth every day, and within your means, save for retirement. Or just save for emergencies. You know? Put aside a little extra if you have anything at all. Advice on how to grow out a buzz cut? My understanding, and clearly I haven't done it because I keep trimming it again, is you stop cutting your hair and you find out what you have to do to feel human until your hair is long again, if long hair again is indeed what you want. One tip is to trim up the back a little bit as it's growing out. It feels it feels bad because you're trying to grow your hair out, but trimming up the back helps prevent the mullety phase. And if you're trying to grow your hair out to be all one length, it'll be okay anyways, because like the back of your head and the lower back is kind of closer to the floor anyway. So trimming up the back, I don't know, hats and headbands, embrace the mullet, or just keep your short hair, you know, live whatever life you want. You can also wear wigs in the meantime if you really wanted the look of long hair, but you didn't want to, you wanted to cover it up while you're growing it out. Cheap wigs have gotten a lot better. I wore wigs for like 6 months on stream this year. Business in front, party in the back. I'm in a pretty hipster city, and I have not a ton of investment in whether or not people find me attractive, so I'm kind of excited to rock like a little curly mullet for a minute. But I also haven't decided if I want to grow my hair out or not. I just kind of live it day by day. I managed to break my bars. I broke my dragon. I pressed something. Oh, I paged it. That's what happened. Okay. There we go. I'm coming. What a party that is. When will you wear wigs? We only have like 2 more Heroic dungeons in the whole rotation. Because we're going to do the Heart of Fear, and then we're going to get these guys to 40 so we can do Terrace, and then we'll be done. Gnome wigs. Down to my very last transmog for my clothies. Nice. For cosplay days, I feel like in order to do a cosplay day, I would I don't know why I thought that was flabby for some reason. I would need the rest inside of, inside. Need more of an outfit than just the wig. And then B, I would be real greedy and I would ask for like gift sub thresholds for it or something. Like I would set sub goals for it. But I don't know what else you would wear as part of like a gnome cosplay. I'd have to put something together. Do it. Listen, we're trying to save up a down payment over here. Also, you gotta, there's probably a trick to wearing a gnome cosplay as a human woman that doesn't just make you look like you're doing there's probably like a creepy line that you got to be careful not to cross. I think the outfit would need to be considered carefully. I no longer use an orb weaver. I use a regular keyboard. I've got a mechanical keyboard. It's a Logitech one with brown switches. Because honestly, I mog my gnome into like flannels. I could wear my green flannel and I could mog my gnome into my green flannel. But I think in order to make the cosplay work, I would need to be playing the gnome on that day. Otherwise, it's just very obvious how lazy I'm being. Which is a little bit reprehensible when you've asked people for money for it. But listen, it's not my fault if you decided to spend it. Except that it literally is, but let's not worry about that. Huge shoulder pads. You can tape your fingers so you only have 3 fingers. Actually, actually hilarious. Also would make it pretty fun to stream. Alright, I'm gonna go pick out my XP thread here. Oh, I lost it. Oops. Whoops. Little orbs you can get. It can also give threads. Yeah, it's not necessarily good relative to like heroic dungeons or anything, but it's not bad if you're just like in the mood to, like if you're just en route somewhere anyway. Chromie cosplay. I don't know where I want to live. And it's not a now me problem. And I know that. And it shouldn't affect my saving strategy or anything really. It right now doesn't matter, and there's no sense in me worrying about it. But it keeps me up at night. I don't know. I change my mind a million times a day. You're thinking about it. You're tempted. On a Chromie cosplay? I don't even know what she wears. Also, I can't sew very well. I can sew very poorly. Are there any cosplays that involve very shoddy craftsmanship? What is it about it? It's just that there's like 5 different versions of what my day-to-day life could look like in a not crazy long amount of time, depending on where and what kind of place I end up looking for. And it drives me nuts that I don't know which one I even want. Like, even if it was just like, you don't have to do it, but just like, which would you prefer? I don't know. I changed my mind a lot. I don't need to choose right now, but I wish I felt like I was capable of choosing if it came to it. You know, like I'm a little worried I'm going to get to that moment. I'm going to get a mortgage pre-approval and I'm going to be like, listen, the market's good. The interest rates are as good as they're going to be. Good's a strong word. The market's nuts. But like, this is kind of your window. Oh, where do you want to live? Where do you want to start looking? And I'm going to be like, I don't know. I don't know. Do you know when they introduced transmog for white and gray items? Somewhat recently. Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun for that. There's great sets there. Comes down to one's personal values. Which you'd think I would be able to hash out if I just sat down and thought about it a lot. But I've sat down and I've thought about it a lot. There's a lot of different ways to approach it. Did I pick up my XP thread? I did. Good. You can wait 20 years. Market and interest should turn around. Yeah, it's possible. You're right. It's possible that I would be happy with whatever. But then if I'm happy with whatever, but then what do? Do you choose the cheapest one? Do you choose the best investment? Do you choose the one that's closest to your family? Do you choose the quietest one? Like, if all things are equal, how do you roll a dice? I don't know. It's hard because I value all of it. You know? Make pros cons lists. Believe me, I have. And like the different choices are wildly different. You know, like it's an expensive market, so like they're all expensive. But you know, like some choices are like small condos, some choices are larger condos, some choices are townhouses. If you go far enough out, there's like standalone houses, but like maybe they're really old and really far away, or like, I don't know. There's a million different considerations, and they're all important. And you can't have it all. You gotta pick between something. You gotta decide between like A thing and B thing. And there's just a million factors, and I don't know what I want. I've even tried thinking about, like, listen, if you had unlimited money, then what would you do? And I still don't know. Like, I'll try taking different factors out of the equation to see if that helps me, and it doesn't. I do like to go for walks. And so far, I've lived in a lot of different kinds of places, and in all of them, I've been able to go for walks. I have yet to run out of my front door and hit a brick wall. Buy all of them if you have unlimited money, duh. Buy a compound, move family with you. That's a lot of overhead, though. That's a lot of adminning. Something to be said for living in like a condo or even like a big high strata count townhouse is that if it's well run, there are people that are more responsible and more on top of it than me that are arranging for things like repairs and maintenance and whatnot. But on the other hand, I can't. I can't. It's hard. Oh, I used Steed again. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Here, let's all run with Stampeding Roar. There we go. I want a cabin on 10 acres of land with a pond and a creek and good internet. Your intuition's great. Will guide you well. Maybe. I've been learning a lot about how I should not listen to my feelings and how I should view them objectively. And I should create distance and make space. I am Canadian, and I live in one of the most expensive cities in the country. Not the most expensive, but we're up there.
Beware.
Interview the neighbors and see which place has the most cute dogs. I know people say before you buy anything to knock on all the doors and talk to the neighbors. And I'm genuinely might be too socially anxious to do that. I know that it's like a big deal because you're committing like hundreds of thousands of dollars of money and years of debt to buying the place. So it matters and you should just get over yourself and talk to people. And I still don't think that I can. I think that advice comes from people that don't know what it's like to be me. Love to live in one of those hippie, not a cult communities. That's how they always start those. They always promise they're not a cult. Sydney, so I feel you. Super average 2-bedroom apartment, like 1 to 2 million. Sydney, Australia, or Sydney, BC? You'll learn a lot just by seeing the neighborhood, walking into the house. Neighbors change, not really worth it. Mortgage is not important. Don't think of it as debt. But it is, though. It's an investment. But, you know, I'd say saying that it's not important is not necessarily the right thing. Become the cult leader. What would my cult be? I don't think I'm the right person to be a cult leader because I don't really want anyone to listen to me. And I also don't want to have anything to do with making choices for anybody else. I can't even make choices for me. Cult of cute cats. Not cult leader material. I didn't think I was. How did this become a discussion? Hazel-based religion just dropped. Alrighty. I'm at 280% to cloak. We've got one more raid to do, and we're going to do 2 more heroic dungeons before we do the raid. Mailbox time. Squirrels are our gods. Judgment Day comes, they will eat the eyes of the unfaithful. Sometimes I think that it's a bit funny that my emblem is squirrels when I like them, but I'm not obsessed with them. And they don't really like me very much. They're generally yelling at me because I have a big dog that would prefer to catch them if he could. He tried to walk up a tree once because he saw the squirrel do it and he didn't understand why squirrels can and moose can't. Do a reaction video for the release date trailer. I'm not really planning on it. I'm not great for... I've done those before and I feel gross about it every single time. It's like a lot of pressure to have a big reaction that doesn't really come naturally because there's pressure in the first place. I find it like impossible to be natural. And if I actually have a natural, oh, that's neat. It feels like, why make this a video? You literally just said nothing and then that's neat. You know, it's just, I know it's like a lucrative content type. I just don't think it's a good fit for me. It's not like I'll never do it again, but going around BC with a camper van for 17 days. Any advice? I wish I had some. The parks are beautiful here. I don't really get out. I don't get out much. You can throw a dart on a map. You can throw a dart at a list of BC parks, especially the ocean ones, like Souk for sure. Souk, East Souk, hikes and parks and stuff out there. You can even go past Souk to like Jordan River, China Beach. Gorgeous out there. I guess I do have advice. There's my advice. Go out to Souk. Sunscreen. Sunburnt today. Hiding from the sun. Sunscreen, and like if you can wear clothing layers that don't make you die of heat, but like keep the sun off you, that's always good stuff. How many times have you been off the island since coming back? Oh, I was gonna say never, but that's not true because I went to that wedding once. One time. Short about the release date since it'll be a week before the news vid? Maybe. Is that needed? Won't people know? I feel like I want to add value to the discussion and not just... Because otherwise I could just retweet it, right? A singular wedding? How adventurous. I know, right? I bought a dress for it and everything. It wasn't my wedding. I didn't get married. I should be very clear. Gone to 0 events. A wedding taking place at my house this month and it's making me crazy. Oh man. Had the Underwood against 0. No. I mean, it was a long time ago, but it was after I moved here technically. You know, it's easier to move your gems around when you don't socket the gems in the first place. Oh, man. Here. 63. We can totally get this done. It's 2 heroic dungeons and a Terrace of Endless Spring. We might go a tiny bit over, but that's okay. The one thing that stresses me out about doing this remix power leveling is how bonkers slammed your bags get. I don't think of myself as somebody that reflexively cleans my bags, but I think that I am. I think that I get itchy if I let my bags get too out of hand. I don't like carrying around a bunch of stuff that I don't need. Might as well rename you Hazel the Explorer. Want to see you in the dress. There's a picture on Instagram if you scroll back. I'd say far enough because it was years ago, but literally I think it's like 5 pictures ago. Oh. Itchy bag syndrome. Yep. It just feels so much nicer when they're cleaner. So these crit threads, oh, some of them are working. Oh, those are stamp threads, that's why. Jail dress. Yeah, occasionally I'll get a crit thread stuck in my bag and I just delete it. That's what I do. Yeah, Paladin. couldn't tell you how to play it, but that's besides the point. Cloak up to 280. Do you lose value in stats in Remix? If you get too many of a stat, you will stop gaining benefit from it. And the closer you get to that hard cap, the less value you get. I use an add-on called True Stat Values to tell me what my current penalty is based on how much stat I have. It only really becomes a problem on like a main that you've been gearing up and like really grinding cloak threads on. My main is item level 440-ish with like 100k threads in her cloak. And her penalties are kind of like 50%-ish, so she's not even close to hard capped unless she's in combat. True Stat Values is the name of the add-on that shows you that. It's good stuff. Like Warrior Smash things, but with light. Get to use the sparkly priest colors. What if the crit thread just likes you a lot? It's sad when you keep projecting it. That's how I feel about the sugar ants that have been trying to find a home in my place. They found the cupboard that the compost bin was in, so that got bleached. Bleach spray, wipe it down. It's not like direct bleach, don't worry. It's like a all-purpose cleaner that has some bleach in it, but it does a real good job of like getting rid of anything. You just gotta really run the fan. Been house hunting in Vancouver? Best of luck to you. I hope it goes well. Don't spam Holy Nova and Shaw of Anger on Undergeared. Cleaned all the kitchen today because of ants. They're just real persistent this time of year. I'm glad that this year I have a ground floor operative that will vacuum up any errant crumbs. Corporal Moose on the job. Yeah, two bed, two bath corner unit sounds like in Vancouver like multiple millions. Instead of Roomba, Moosba. 600k. All right. I also don't need fly traps for the same reason. Do your pets catch flies? My dog watches flies, but I think if he caught one, I would applaud. I would be so surprised. Dogs are champion fly chasers. My neighbor's dog eats bumblebees. Not the spicy flies. Tortoise, so no. Even before Miss Kira went blind, she still couldn't catch bugs. She tried. She put in her best effort. She did not have it. Date reveal cinematic was one of the better ones I've seen. I know the cinematics team does real good work. Alright. See if I can, like, turn in a sneaky dungeon quest. Like a supercut of previous trailers for X-Packs. Nice revisit. They do they do have a good nostalgia button they can press whenever they need to. Ow. Ow. Wait. I thought I was gonna die for a moment. I thought that was the end of me. Hello. Hello, Scarlet. Happy Sunday. I hope your weekend's been lovely. I would be impressed if he caught a fly with chopsticks. Sometimes when I'm, you know, brain no worky, lay on couch, look at dog, I have these thoughts where I'm like, dude, he has huge fingers. Like I know that they're paws, and I don't know what you call a dog finger. I guess it's a toe. They're all toes, but like they're big, man. Like they're all separate, and they've got like knuckles and stuff, and sometimes he'll kind of like roll them underneath or like spread them out real wide, and it's like those are huge dog fingers. Tootsies. Those are some good shrooms. I swear I'm stone cold sober. I've noticed that I get not like inebriated, but I have the closest experiences to being inebriated when I'm just really tired. Drunk Hazel and tired Hazel are pretty much the same person. And now that I'm not drinking, I'm whenever I'm like real tired, it's just the same amount of whoa. Oh, thanks for being my favorite streamer. Aw, shucks, Scarlet. Toe beans. The beans are in the bottom. I feel like the pads are the beans. When the top part with the fur and then the they're just funny to look at. They're cute. I miss him. He's probably sleeping. I usually go visit him when I take my midstream break at kind of like 10:30, 11 a.m. And it's smack in the middle of his afternoon nap. Or not his afternoon nap, morning nap. And he's so out that he doesn't even pick up his head when I go see him anymore. He'll just kind of like blink at me like, what? Mom, it's nap time. What do you want? Loopy tired is the fun tired. Yeah. I don't mind it as long as I know I'm going to be able to sleep soon and that nobody needs anything from me. The problem is when you're that tired and you're not done with like your day and you're like, oh no, this isn't going anywhere good. I got it. I don't know why I was racing to press the gong first. Stop being able to verbally communicate if I'm real tired. Yesterday we napped twice. It was very, very nice. It's always nice to get caught up a little bit. I hope you guys get a good break. You guys are so sweet. You're so friendly and cute. Chat. 225 was not enough. The raids should get you to 292. Even if you don't loot any baby threads. But sometimes sometimes the threads get stuck in the mail. Oh, Commander Vojak, that's right. If I wasn't careful, I would just sit there all day. Just live at the gong. Never move. LFR only gal. Pre-mades give me weird anxiety. I get that. I'm at like 19k bronze. I've been getting more bronze in this character because I've been kind of sort of looting it sometimes from bosses. I'm sure I'm still missing out on bronze for not looting more things, but... Have you guys seen the Flabby mug? This is what Flooby looks like when he's running around doing like 20 million DPS in raids. That's the fit. I don't go swimming, but I want a little cute floaty thing now because they make it look so fun. Not me just like going to the local pool. It's a man who knows who he is. Exactly what I pictured in my head. Since this trading post, every single character looks the same. Yes, but not as pronounced as after the Valentine's one. When the Love Witch set came out, I swear half the characters I saw were like fully Love Witched out, and most of them were male pandas for some reason. It was phenomenal. When applying to random heroic raids, how can you tell if you're going to need to try or going to be carried no matter what you do? So like, if you have enough item level to get into groups that have an item level floor, if they're like 440 plus, and it's like that, they've built it into the group finder listings so that they're not even taking people below then it's, you know, it's going to be just like a really fast run. If it's a mixed group, then I feel like it's harder. Closest I've ever come is when I've had my wisdom teeth pulled. I was blessed. I was very Love Witched out. Everyone was into the pink cutesy aesthetic after Valentine's Day. I feel like so many of us were just like so stoked to have like a mini skirt and thigh highs in the game.
Phase change.
Flabby confirmed is Flabby. It's like a way of life. 400 spent on my bronze collecting. Heart of Fear, or Terrace time? Slash P toes. I'll start flying the toes. Socks? I did see the WoW release date. I kind of thought it would be around then, but something about seeing the date say August and knowing that right now it's like sunny and warm outside, and then in August it's gonna be sunny and warm outside. For some reason, it's the weather that really drives it home for me that it's like soon. It's like I don't have to wait for different weather, you know? Hasn't it usually been November? We've had a couple of fall releases. I wonder if I can find like a list of all WoW expansion release dates. I'd try to kill a rare, but I don't think I can. So, Dragonflight released in November. Shadowlands released in November. Battle for Azeroth released in August, as did Legion. So we have had August releases before. WoD and MoP were both fall releases. Kata came out in the winter. Wrath came out in the fall. And TBC evidently came out in January. So BFA and Legion were the 2 summer releases. Don't mind me not knowing where I'm going. Not paying enough attention. Think I like the fall releases better. That's toes. Okay. Just feels like X-Pac season. So used to auto-loot that even after leveling 3 alts, I still randomly hold shift to accidentally auto-loot a boss. I was having that problem on my first character. I've probably done it on this one too. My cloak up to 292. And then we've got a whole nother 6. I think another 48% that we're going to get off this. Oh my goodness, I've gone past it again. I'm coming. I think he needs me to summon. I think poor Flabby's probably watching my stream like, please. Turn around every now and then. She's not paying attention. Why do I play with someone who's streaming? I am I mean, tall's relative, as I've understood. I'm 178 centimeters tall, which is 5 foot 10 inches. But, you know, I'm a gnome at heart. Teensy on the inside. Extremely tall for a gnome, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any women in my life that are taller than me, but I also only, like, know 3. If I'm counting. Yeah. I think I'm tall, but as soon as I say I'm tall, you're gonna find someone in Twitch chat that's like, actually, in XYZ place in the world, you are not tall, and you should take that back.
AOE incoming.
Because my aunt's cousin's daughter can't even go in a house without getting on all fours because no one makes doorways for her. And we call her Stoopy Betty, and you should really be more sensitive to her struggles. And I am. It must really suck to be Stoopy Betty. I wasn't trying to take anything away from her. I hope her back feels better. Do you think the WNBA is being too mean to Caitlin Clark? Yes, we should all just get along. And also, if people are very good, then they shouldn't be not excluded for no reason. I wanted to be 6 foot for misplaced sports reasons. Ended up 5'8". Above 160 here in Chile, you're tall. Is this the new tall girl synopsis for Netflix? What am I doing? I'm getting my XP thread. Where's my XP thread? Hello? Oh, I probably already looted it because the next boss is up there. That's right. I'm thinking, wait, excuse me. Are they cutting me off? No way. There's my XP thread. Yeah, I am perfectly satisfied with my height. I work online, so it's not like it really, like, the main thing, aside from like reaching tall things, I guess, in stores, but like if you can't reach it and you don't buy it, haven't you just saved money? The main thing that height, I think, would be like a buff or a debuff for, aside from sports, would be like people's subconscious biases and job opportunities and stuff. But like, you know, I work online. It doesn't matter if I'm tall or not, as long as I can reach the keyboard. So I've it doesn't really matter anymore. What do you do for work? This. I am a full-time content creator. Yeah, I'm leaving gems for the mailbox. I just can't be bothered to loot them. It's not like you have a lower body. Some houses here I can hit my head for free just by walking through the doors. When I was young, like a teenager, I felt that height was very important and like for romantic relationships, and I thought it was a big consideration. And as I've gotten older, I no longer feel that way. Don't limit your dating pool if dating's something you want to do based on the centimeters. It's a dumb idea. Had to join a random Haruk, which I died to a mob just looking at me. Aww. Oh, man. Big thank you to my friend Flabby for running all these raids and dungeons. We are all set to power up to 70. I think this character is going to be more than good. Woo! A little overkill, if anything, because I'm at 48. We did a couple extra dungeons, I think. Must be something in the water. Room is from Victoria. Tall AF. "6'3", went looking for an apartment, went to look at a place that had 6-foot ceilings, and I was like, this is not going to work. Oh, I thought I changed my Hearthstone to the other place. I guess I didn't. Guess it'll work. What are we doing? We are looting threads, I think. I think I'm ready. I'm going to double check my mail real quick just to be careful. Just to make sure I've looted as much XP as possible, even though I'm like overkill. Well overkill. I'm at 340% XP. Plus we did some extra dungeons. Should I level alt in a new server to remix? Will servers not matter? They don't wildly matter. They don't wildly matter. I would pick a server that you want to play on. Which I know is hard to like choose like what by what criteria. I don't know. They don't mean much anymore. They still mean a few things, but I couldn't tell you what. Okay. So if I mouse over these, I'm just double checking that the only thing in this mail is bonus experience and that there's no extra threadies lurking just because that bit me before. Bonus XP tokens, bonus XP tokens. This is going to be such overkill. Yeah, looks good. All right. I'm going to take off her helmet just so that she can you know, have her hair in the breeze when she does this. You can just do heroic dungeons. You don't need to be boosted. It might go a little slower, but it'll be totally fine. All right, you guys ready? You gotta do the dance. New update for the mail add-on? Ooh, I should get that. Easy 70. Easy 70. Done. Nice. Does she have any Nostwins? I don't. I have to fly there. I have to take myself shopping. Bummer. Alright. Heroic time. I'm item level 69. I don't think I'm gonna gear up these characters at all. I'm just gonna get their bronze and then spend it. 69.99999. And before level 69. I mean, that happened like the other day. I mean, you guys know you were here, but I was so mad. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, they embedded my video. I thought that was real sweet of them. I'm so flattered. Slash played is 2 hours and 10 minutes in this particular character. And we spent a bunch of time messing around with like broken instances and stuff too. But I did have the sweet Flappy boost. Fresh level 70, start to finish 2 hours 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. What should I get with all my bronze? I've been mainly getting sets. I'm tempted to get one of the toys if I can afford it. Let me see. Also, I got a couple of these. A little bit of bonus. I feel like it takes me longer to loot my threads because I don't have the haste on this character. Alright, 66k to spend. That amounts 2 of the expensive toys left. This guy's got the rare collections. So I could buy, if I wanted, either Gastropod Shell, Warning Sign, or Eternal Kiln. I think I might do Gastropod Shell. That sounds kind of fun. But Transmogs. But Gastropod Shell. But Transmogs. I'm not much of a toy collector. but gastropod shell. Done. No backsies. More impressive to say 40 to 70 in 5 seconds. You're right. You're absolutely right. And then she has 16k left over. Let's see. It's the gem vendor. It's the class apparel vendor. Normal raid. Heroic and mythic raid stuff. Dungeon gear. Raid finder gear. This is where I'm missing a lot of sets. Ooh, that's a cool set. There, sure. Don't mind me just going top to bottom. Hoping that... No, I've learned all those appearances already. This is so annoying. You can refund them, which is fine. But because I bought these in a different character, they still show up on this vendor. And nothing on this tooltip indicates to me that I know this set already. Here, let me turn on some more add-ons. But like, if you weren't using add-ons, I don't know what you would be supposed to do. I've got Can I Maga and all the things on already. They're both running right now. She has those turned on. I'm gonna reload, I guess. They claim they're working on it. Yeah. Okay, now all the things is showing it to me. Although I tried... Okay, already used by one of your characters. I just needed to reload. Although it says 21 to 22, which is annoying. Already used, already used. I'm just gonna find the ones that haven't been already used, I suppose. Although, like... I already have half those appearances. Already used, already used. Yeah, give me Horned Nightmare. There we go. There we go. And then there's like 1,500 left over. Check for like a world set or a dungeon set or something. That one was 56 of 58. This says 64 of 71, but it also says that I only have one uncollected appearance. I don't know. It's annoying. It's messy. Messy. Oh, there's a good one. I only have a 49 of 123 there, although I won't... I guess I can't say I won't wear it. I don't want to wear it. There you go. What's everyone's vote for the next remix? I want WAD. I want BFA, but I would be stoked for any of them. I want anything. But if it was up to me, I want BFA. All right. I am finished for today, and I'm finished for my week. I'm not going to be back until Wednesday. I take Monday, Tuesdays off. Thank you very much for joining me today on my stream. I appreciate the company. I have some videos on my YouTube channel, and I also post my stream VODs to a separate YouTube channel, so both of those are available if you're looking for more Hazel content. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.